Here at the Real Estate Center, we are at the 2017 Texas Land Market Conference here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm Brian Pope, Associate Editor at the Real Estate Center, and with me is our Chief Economist, Dr. Jim Gaines, a regular on our podcast. You've read his articles in our magazine. Jim, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
we've had a good visit here today.
We had lots of good turnout. Everything.
As I understand, it's the largest crowd we've ever had. Nearly 500 people here today.
Well, the room is packed.
Yes. Yeah.
And you just you kicked off the conference with your economic outlook.
Yes. Right.
So we wanted to pull you aside and just ask you a couple of questions
about that. Good. Good.
All right. You started off talking about just with an overall U.S. economic overview. And one of the things you said was that there is a increasing optimism, but it's awaiting reality. I'm curious about that.
Well, everybody is very much aware that last November, after the election, it was an election unlike most others because we had such an unusual candidate and he won.
Right.
Most everybody, especially in the business world, the economic world, had been gearing up for continuation of a different kind of administration, and now we have something totally different. We actually have a real estate developer who's the president. But the point is, almost immediately the next day, there was every measure of surveys done of business people, the average guy on the street, everybody, that there was on the economic front, general rise in optimism that there were going to be changes made, tax changes, regulatory reform, revision of existing laws that were on the books that people thought were onerous and so forth. So basically we've gone through a period and still in the same period of rising optimism. But we're kind of waiting to see what the reality is going to look like of what actually gets done. We know in the last month, for example, the health care issue didn't go through the pass, but that may still come back up and recycle back through.
Right.
Now we're waiting to see if there are going to be tax reforms made, regulatory reforms, a whole bunch of changes that have been talked about, promised or expected, and we're just waiting to see how that works. Now the wait may be a little longer because things don't happen overnight, particularly at that level. But we'll have to see. But the good news is, the economy has sort of picked up on it and moved forward because it's the way people think and then the way they act and how it reacts. We'll have to see how that's going to go in the future, but that's what we're looking for right now and see just how it plays out. 2017, most of the momentum for 2017 and most of the factors that are going to affect how this year is going to play out were already in place because the economy is so big that it moves in that kind of fashion. So that's already started. What we're really looking at is how it's going to play on out for the next couple of 3 years and see how that goes.
All right. Let's focus in on Texas now.
All right.
That was the U.S. So you said that you're projecting that 2017 will likely be better than 2016. You're seeing an increase in the number of job sectors.
Yes, 2016 was our transition from a boom period of 2010 to 15 during the energy boom, during the fracking boom and so forth. The energy sector now has stabilized, declined, is not the driver for a boom. 2016 kind of transitioned us and actually turned into a much better year than most of us thought that it was going to be. We actually weathered the energy downturn much better as a state than what we had expected. 2017 is starting out to look like it's going to be even better. Job growth won't go back to the boom time of 2012, 13, 14, 15, but will still be very reasonable, probably job growth around or better than 2%, between 2 and 2.5%. We'll probably see home prices are going to continue to go up. 2016 was a record year in the housing market. More homes were sold last year than ever before in the state of Texas. And 2017, we're already up 4% during the first quarter of the year. So things are looking like they're moving forward and moving ahead. We also heard another speaker talking about the energy sector here in Texas coming back, that with our expectations of the price of oil probably ranging between $45 to $55 a barrel. The energy production in the U.S. and really in Texas is now one of the swing producers of the world, of the global energy market. We're expecting this to be a pretty good year for Texas.
All right. Well, Jim, thank you for taking some time to chat with us
My
this
pleasure,
morning.
Brian. Good. We'll do it again.
All right.
Thank you.
Again, that was Dr. Jim Gaines here at the 2017 Land Conference in San Antonio, and look for more updates later today.